The Cold War was a geopolitical conflict between the United States and its allies, collectively known as the Western Bloc, and the Soviet Union and its allies, collectively known as the Eastern Bloc, that lasted from the end of World War I in 1945 until the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. The term Cold is used to describe the lack of direct military conflict between the two sides, although there were many proxy wars fought around the world. The origins of the Cold War can be traced back to the end of World War I, when the Soviet Union and the United States emerged as the two superpowers of the world. The two sides had very different political and economic systems, with the Soviet Union promoting communism and state control of the economy, and the United States promoting capitalism and free markets. These differences led to deep mistrust between the two sides, with each seeing the other as a threat to its own way of life. The first major event of the Cold War was the Truman Doctrine in 1947, in which the United States pledged to provide military and economic aid to countries threatened by communism. This was followed by the Marshall Plan, which provided massive economic assistance to Western Europe to rebuild after the war and prevent the spread of communism. The Soviet Union responded by creating its own economic bloc, the Council for Mutual Economic Assistance (COMECON), and by tightening its grip on Eastern Europe through the creation of satellite states. The Cold War was characterized by a number of proxy wars fought around the world, in which the United States and the Soviet Union supported opposing sides. These included the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. The two sides also engaged in a nuclear arms race, with both sides developing increasingly powerful weapons and delivery systems. The Cold War also had a significant impact on culture and society. In the United States, the fear of communism led to a period of intense anti-communist hysteria known as the Red Scare, in which many people were accused of being communists or communist sympathizers and were blacklisted from employment. In the Soviet Union and its satellite states, there was strict censorship and control of the media and the arts. The Cold War came to an end in 1991 with the collapse of the Soviet Union. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 symbolized the end of the division between East and West, and the reunification of Germany in 1990 marked a major milestone in the end of the Cold War. Today, the Cold War remains a significant historical event that has shaped the political and cultural landscape of the world. The Cold War had a profound impact on the political and cultural landscape of the world. Here are some ways in which it influenced the world. 1. Globalization. The Cold War led to the spread of globalization, as both the United States and the Soviet Union sought to expand their influence around the world. This led to the formation of international organizations such as the United Nations, the World Bank, and the International Monetary Fund. These institutions helped to promote economic growth and development, but also led to increased economic inequality and dependence on Western powers. 2. Arms race. The Cold War led to an arms race between the United States and the Soviet Union, as both sides sought to develop more powerful weapons and delivery systems. This led to the proliferation of nuclear weapons around the world and increased the risk of a catastrophic global conflict. 3. Space race. The Cold War also led to a space race, as both the United States and the Soviet Union sought to demonstrate their technological prowess. This led to significant advances in space exploration and technology, but also resulted in the militarization of space and the development of anti-satellite weapons. 4. Cultural exchange. The Cold War also led to increased cultural exchange between the United States and the Soviet Union, as both sides sought to promote their values and ideologies. This led to the spread of American popular culture around the world, as well as increased interest in Soviet literature, art, and music. 5. Proxy wars. The Cold War also led to numerous proxy wars around the world, in which the United States and the Soviet Union supported opposing sides. These conflicts led to significant loss of life and instability in many regions and continue to have lasting impacts on global politics and security. Overall, the Cold War had a profound impact on the political and cultural landscape of the world, shaping the way we think about international relations, globalization, and the role of technology in society.